Hey guys, so we all know by now that Disney has purchased most of 21st Century Fox. This was a purchase that I knew had been in the works for years. Once Disney purchased Marvel, I knew that one of their main goals would be to get all of the Marvel movie properties back to Marvel and away from Sony, Fox, and Universal. Disney had already worked out a deal to get the rights from Sony to make their own branded Spider-Man film, and after that move, I know they focused their sights on Fox in order to get the ever-popular X-Men franchise back, as well as the first family of Marvel, the Fantastic Four. Even though these superheroes may have been the major focus of the deal, us Alien fans soon realized that the entire Alien and Predator franchises would now be in the hands of Disney. With the deal now mostly done, although it's going to take about a year to get finalized, let's take a look at what would be my own personal Disney Alien franchise wish list. So first off with number 1, continue the relationship with Dark Horse Comics and the Aliens extended universe. When Marvel was purchased by Disney, the production of all Star Wars comics went to Marvel Comics. I'm betting that if we see any more Alien comics after this buyout is finalized, that these comics will be done by Marvel. I really hope that Disney decides to allow Dark Horse to continue publishing and writing Alien comics, even if Marvel decides to do their own Alien comic line. We owe much of the extended Aliens universe to Dark Horse, especially the Aliens vs. Predator franchise. I'd hate to see Dark Horse lose Aliens, especially since it's always been one of their top sellers, and the company's going to be hurt badly if they lose this franchise. On the flip side, Marvel Comics have always been one of the better comic brands out there, so it'd be cool to see the top writers and artists put their spin on the Alien. Marvel has done adult and R-rated comics in the past, so I don't think they would necessarily shy away from doing an adult-type comic series. In the Marvel Ultimate Universe, the X-Men villain the Blob ate the Wasp. Like, no joke, he actually ate her alive. So Marvel's gone adult and dark in the past. And speaking of the Predator, I really hope that Disney does continue on with this franchise regardless if the next upcoming Predator movie fails or not. What I really want with the Predator franchise is for it to not connect directly to the Alien franchise. Now don't get me wrong, I still want them to have an Alien vs. Predator universe, including comics, books, as well as movies. I just want this done in an alternate universe so that the two stories aren't hindered trying to link to each other. Personally, I always saw the original AVP movies as an alternate universe, so why not keep the new ones in the same category? Everyone who watches this channel knows that my main focus is the Godzilla and Aliens universes. Recently, Toho Animation has released the new Godzilla anime movie. Now I won't go into that movie too much as I've already got videos on the channel that cover it, but I mention it because I would love to see an adult animated Alien series. This could be amazing if it's done right. It's just got to be done in an R-rated tone. They wouldn't even have to write new stories. Could you imagine seeing Aliens Labyrinth done as a dark adult anime? That would be amazing. If you haven't read Labyrinth yet, I highly recommend you read it or check out the videos here on the channel on the series. It is a comic you will never forget. So come on Disney, you like animation, let's get this one done. This next one's been on my wish list for decades now. A long time ago I read that in the early 80s there were plans to make an Alien TV show. Now looking back on it, I can only laugh. They actually planned to do an Alien TV show on one of the 3 big networks on national TV in the early 80s. It would have been so censored, so low budget, that it would have made Dark Star look like a big budget movie extravaganza. The idea I have here though is for a Netflix Weyland-Yutani series. Now it doesn't have to be on Netflix per se, but somehow I'd love to see a series focusing on the exploits and advancements of Weyland-Yutani. It wouldn't even have to necessarily feature the Xenomorph. It could cover the time period before the Alien movie, either ignoring the prequels or not, or they could cover the time period between Alien and Aliens, or even between Aliens and Alien 3. Either way, I think it would be awesome to see the inner workings of the company and maybe even focus on some of their feats such as curing cancer, space travel and colonization, as well as their breakthroughs in the area of terraforming planets. For now, while the buyout deal is still in the works, many of the original Fox deals are still going forward as planned. While many of the superhero films that were in production are still happening, we haven't heard anything as far as the Alien universe. We do see new comics and video games coming out, but even Ridley Scott himself has not heard from Disney or Fox if he's going to be able to continue his Alien prequel story. If it were my decision, I would say let him do one more prequel film that finishes up this prequel arc and ties directly into the beginning of the 1979 Alien film. I would also hope that he follows through with his thoughts on making sure that the engineers return in the next film to enact their revenge on David for what he did on Planet 4. If this film were successful, then I'd possibly allow Ridley to do some more Alien spin-off films. He had talked about doing a film that would involve David building his own new world on a new planet. I don't want to see this in an Alien film, but as an Alien spin-off, it might work. As for the non-spin-off Alien films, I'd say after allowing Ridley to finish up his prequels, that Fox should revisit a possible Alien 5 movie. Now, I don't want to make you guys mad, but as much as I love the ideas and concept art for Neil Blomkamp's vision of Alien 5, I just don't like his movies that much, and I'd rather see another more capable director take the franchise on for one more film. If this movie were to succeed, then the franchise can move forward. If not, then I'd say reboot the thing. Now, I'm not a fan of rebooting franchises, but if the next few Alien movies aren't hits, it's gonna be needed. Just make sure if it is rebooted to keep the overall design of the alien intact. The H.R. Giger designs are what made the alien in the first place. Any other look for that creature, and I would bet that none of those sequel films ever get made. Although I would note that small changes can work, as I love the Neomorph and the Protomorphs from Covenant, along with the Deacon and Prometheus. Just don't carry over any human characters. I'd love to still see Weyland Yutani there as a company, but no Ripley, no Hicks, no Newt, none of that. I hate when Hollywood reboots and tries to make new people take on old character roles. It never works. Just bring in new people and a somewhat familiar alien vibe, and I will gladly check it out. This would also be a great opportunity to take a new angle with the space jockey race. Now lastly, my final request from Disney, give us canon. The Alien Universe fanbase is torn, just like many of the sci-fi fan bases out there. A big part of this, though, has been Fox's inability to state what is canon and what is not. They'll certify comics even saying what the comic can say, show, or talk about in order to not contradict future movies, but they won't come right out and say if the comic is canon or not. This problem is magnified when you have movies that directly contradict each other, such as Prometheus and the Aliens vs. Predator film. Now, like I said earlier, I've always seen the AVP universe as an alternate universe, but just look in my comment sections and you'll see how many comments have people asking how Prometheus can work when AVP is around. With the Star Wars universe, Disney has not only just come right out and said what is canon and what is not, but they've added to the canon, making comics and cartoons that exist in the movie canon reality. I would love to see this in the Alien franchise. Make comics that are part of the movie continuity. Make animated movies or series that tie into these movies. Or don't. Just state what is canon and what is not. The current Fox Alien Universe canon is a joke. Is the Aliens Colonial Marines game canon? The studio who made it thinks so, but Fox has never come out and verified that. Did the Deacon from Prometheus really evolve into a mountain? I mean, a mountain? Is Hicks really dead or alive? These alternate stories are fun, but let's clarify what's in the movie universe canon and what belongs to the extended universe. Please, Disney, don't mess this one up. We've seen the debacle that is The Last Jedi, but I've also seen some great Star Wars comics, a good spin-off with Rogue One, and hopefully some better future films like the upcoming Solo movie. That's it for me, guys, on this buyout. Let's hope everything goes well and we get even more Alien Universe content in the future. I'd love to hear what you guys want from Disney as far as the Alien franchise, so let me know your questions and comments down below. And as always, I'd like to thank you for all of your comments, likes, subscriptions, and shares. Take care, everybody. Have a good one, and I hope to see you next time.